Hey everybody, Tom Berry with Investor Loan Source here, and in this quick little video I'd like to discuss deal evaluation for single family fix and flip projects. You know, I'm going to use a lot of examples that I have seen from borrowers that have come to us for loans that really they didn't understand how to evaluate the project, and that became obvious to us when they brought the project to us and requested the loan. So hopefully this will help you to weed out some of those deals that maybe aren't deals, so that you spend your time in a more focused way on the deals that are deals. So first thing that I want to talk about is starting with the end in mind. I'm a big planner. I love to set goals and things like that. And I know that in any project and any plan, you start with the end in mind. So with a single family fix and flip, what is the end? The end is selling that house, the flip part, right? You fix it to flip it. So when you're looking at a single family deal that you want to flip, always start with what can I get out of this house? What is that end value going to be? Now, here's where sometimes people make a mistake. They will look at comps that are in the general area of the subject property, but they're comparing their house to houses that are at a different level. You want to use comparables that are of similar size and similar nature, similar age, to try to determine what your house is going to sell for when it's done. The other thing that I see a lot of people do is they'll use comps with high-end fit and finish, but they use their rehab budget for very low-end or middle road fit and finish. What do I mean by that? Look, you can't put vinyl laminate floors in a house and expect to get the same ARV as a house down the street that has travertine or that has expensive wood floors, right? And the same way with kitchen countertops, same way with appliances and so forth. So use houses, the ARV, the sales price of houses that are similar to what you're going to make yours look like. Does that make sense? Now the next thing that I want to talk about is the rehab budget. I touched on it a minute ago, but the rehab budget is another huge challenge. I see a lot of times when people look at their deal, they can calculate the ARV, then they look at their rehab budget and they see the numbers don't work. So what is the first thing they do? They don't walk away from the deal, which they could do, and they don't go back to the seller and try to renegotiate a better price on the house. No, instead, they just cut the rehab budget and try to make the deal work. Look, if you cut your rehab budget, you're never going to reach your expected ARV. So cutting your rehab budget just to try to make the numbers work on paper, it might work on paper, but it is not going to work in practice. So understand that the rehab is going to need to be a certain level to hit your expected ARV. Now, after talking about the price of the home to sell and the rehab budget, most people think we're done. We're done with this evaluation. No, we're not done. There are other costs. Those are what we call the hidden costs. And the hidden costs would be the holding costs, right? What is it going to cost just for me to own this project until I get it off my plate, until I get it sold? So what would those be? Interest, that's going to be your biggest one. Property taxes. Every day you own a property, you owe property taxes. Now guess what? You don't pay it daily, I get that, but it accrues daily, and when you sell, title company on both ends, purchase and sale, are going to prorate those taxes to the date of closing. So every day you own the house, you are paying property taxes. Okay, you're accruing them. Property insurance. Got to have the property insured while you own it every day. That insurance costs you money. Utilities. You got to keep the lights on. You're going to probably have heat, air conditioning, all those things. You have to pay those bills the whole time you hold that property, the whole time you own it. Lawn care, that's another one. Nobody thinks about it, but who's going to mow the lawn? Are you going to have a company come by once a week and do that? Well, guess what? Another cost. All these costs add up. So my advice, and this is something I did when we were flipping houses and rehabbing houses as rentals as well, is I calculated up before we purchased the house what I thought my holding cost would be per month. And then I divided by 30 so that I knew every single day what this project was costing me. Now, what does that do for you? It puts a sense of urgency on you to get in, get done, and get out as fast as possible. So the other thing, once you've calculated what your holding costs are going to be, that you're going to have to determine in this evaluation is how long am I going to own this project? Now, this is another mistake most people make. They say, oh, I can do the rehab in 2 months on this project. And then, houses in the area are selling in 30 days. Okay. So they automatically think I'm only going to be in this thing 3 months, right? 2 months for the rehab, 1 month for the marketing time to get a contract. Okay. That's all true, but that's not all there is. Okay? Are you going to need permits? Are you going to need plans? How long after you close on the purchase of this property is it going to take your contractors to even start on the project? Are they going to be in there day one? Probably not. Are you going to be ready for them to be in there day one? Probably not. So realistically, how long is it going to take from the day you close on the ownership, purchase of this property, till they start the rehab, till they finish the rehab, till you can market it, till the days on market elapse, until you find a buyer that says, yes, I want this property, and they put it under contract, till they close on their contract, right? Because days on market, that's how long it took, right? They've got to close yet. How long is it going to take for them to get their loan and close and actually buy this house from you? There's a lot of steps in there, and all those steps take time. Time costs money, because this project is costing you every day you own it. So hopefully that is going to give you a few extra things to look for when you're evaluating this single family fix and flip deal. I hear people all the time say, why would I use 70% of the ARV minus repairs as my maximum allowable offer for purchasing a property? I don't need a 30% profit. Well, you're not ever going to get a 30% profit, because out of that 30%, you've got to pay all those holding costs that we talked about for all the months that you hold the property. And then in addition to that, you'll have to pay the realtor fee when you sell the property. You'll have to pay the closing costs when you bought the property, the closing costs when you sell the property. There are a lot of additional costs that come out of that 30%. If you do this right, and you use the 70% minus repairs formula, you'll be doing very well to get yourself to a 10 to 15% profit on the project. As always, if you have a project and you'd like for us to help you evaluate it, hard money lenders and private lenders that have done this time and time again over thousands of loans have gotten pretty good at it. We'll be happy to look at your project with you and see if it's something that we think that you're going to make money on. Okay? You're always the last person to get paid on a deal. Your lender's going to get paid, taxes are going to get paid, insurance is going to get paid, contractor's going to get paid, suppliers will get paid, and then what's left over, you get paid. We want to make sure the projects that you're getting into are projects you get paid for. So get a hold of us at ils.cash or reach out to us at info@ils.cash with an email, and we'll be happy to talk to you about your project to make sure you get paid on your next fix and flip.